it's the best brewery I've ever visited or been in because of its capabilities. And it's a convergence of simplicity and technology, like computers and cameras. The simplicity of computer works, now it makes sense. Everybody understands old programs that they work with, they were just a pain. It's absurd to work with. But the simplicity and the capability is user-friendly now. It's user-friendly, and the capability it gives you is so great. I will never not brew beer without a computerized system again, because it's absurd to. It's simply absurd. It's too easy to make it.
Mm-hmm. So what does the computerization actually give you that you wouldn't have otherwise?
Well, what you do, simple things such as your screen shows you your computer layout, and you can open and close valves with a mouse click, and these there's automatically. Secondly, as far as motors and capability of transferring work, mash, anything like that, everything is on variable speed controllers. These are referred to as inverters. But the point is, instead of opening and closing valves accordingly, I open and close valves on the computer screen. I adjust the RPMs or the speed of the motor on the computer screen so I can adjust flow rates. The final thing about that is that the control of temperatures are done by the decimal of a degree. So I don't necessarily, it's absurd to talk in terms of working with a decimal of a degree because how a tank operates and within a tank. But the point is, you do representation, and the representation can literally be done as we do it in the decimal of a degree. Finally, instead of having to always be at the brewery to monitor things to make sure things work correctly, I can do that any place in the world. I can take out my laptop and I can show up my screen, I can see my temperatures, I can even change anything like I do in the brewery. So that's much easier. As a brewer, you're at home and you're thinking, did I shut that valve? What's the temperature of that tank? Gee, did I put it in cold condition? Pull up a laptop and say, oh, I did or I didn't. If I didn't, I can do it.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty darn cool. So, what would you say to somebody who argues, well, that's not a craft anymore then?
Oh, I would say you're stupid. I would definitely say you're stupid, because it's a matter of using your tools to do the best you can. Mm-hmm. If you're suggesting that you shouldn't go to what should be the betterment for your product, let's go back to caveman era. Let's take it to the extent that suggestion is. Mm-hmm. That's silly. That's stupid.
Okay. Just similar to telling a graphic artist that using a CAD system or something would be, right? It's the same kind of thing.
Or building a house.
Graphic artists use computerized things all the time. So why wouldn't a brewer, right?
Exactly. Yeah. What happens is that's kind of a cop-out, saying, I don't want to go that extent. I will only go the extent that I'm familiar with, and I will define things as being proper or improper at that extent. Mm-hmm. Now, first of all, that's rather arrogant, and secondly, it's not good for the craft, because what is good for the craft is the beer. That's the bottom line. So if you're doing something that impacts upon the quality of the beer, that's not acceptable.